Then what's the problem, Mr. President?
Where you come to the court, you would hear why those people were...
The man who led the assault on Kasese, his name is Peter Elwelu, he was a brigadier in the army at the time. And instead of him being now in the court, he was promoted general and he is now the commander of the land forces.
Yes.
Why, if you have those people in the court, why don't you also have the man who opened fire on your citizens alongside those people in the court now to answer to the questions of the judge?
That means he was doing his duty.
Duty to kill?
He
killed more than 100 people.
To deal with...
And now he's promoted.
Yes, I am the one who promoted him.
And 2 days ago, the U.S. government refused. They blocked his going to Malawi to attend a conference on security because of that.
I don't know about the United States. Uganda is big enough for Major General Elwelu to operate there. I don't know why he's dying to go to the United States. But
no, he's not going. He was going to Malawi and he was blocked by the Americans because they are supervising that conference because of what he did in Kasese. So he's accused.
Well, I'm not a prefect about American actions. I am a leader of Uganda, and I'm telling you that Elwelu did his duty, and there is now peace in that area.
So it was pacified.
It was
because it was crushed.
It was definitely justified, but all this will come in the court.
So, President, it seems that Ugandans are a little bit fed up with you because we are reading a lot of reports about this Facebook revolution, people trying to go to the streets even though they are prevented, they are afraid, of course, of the security forces, but they want to create something like, the Arab Spring in Uganda. People are fed up because it's more than 3 decades of your leadership, and term after term after term, it's only one man ruling the country, and the world around Uganda has changed. All presidents around Uganda have gone, but you. So do you agree with me that there is a little bit of fatigue of your leadership?
Have you heard of something called democracy? Have you heard of it?
I heard of it.
Democracy means you elect the people you like. We had elections about 1 year ago, and my party got 62% of the vote. And in fact, it would have been more if it was not for quite a bit of spoiled votes. So that does not show that the people of Uganda are fed up of our party because they have voted for us 5 times, winning free competition. So if you think that the majority of Ugandans are fed up of the NRM, then the vote doesn't show that.
Electing you 5 times doesn't mean that the election was fair and free. And that's what the opposition says. The opposition says you were elected 5 times because you're in control, you're in the government, and you control the military, and you can easily manipulate the elections.
So why did we lose some districts in the elections?
Why did we what?
Why did we lose elections in some districts?
Oh, but that's just to justify, to make it look like a real democracy. You have to lose something.
It was arranged that we handed some districts to the opposition.
Why, Mr. President, have you...
Don't you think that is a ridiculous...
Why have you run for 5 terms? Why?
The issues of countries are issues of destiny, not mere appearance and theater. It's not theater. It is about...
So you needed 5 terms
It's about what should be done. To do what?
Yes. Tell me.
To start from 0 to where we are now. Start from 0, because we were at 0. We are now able to do things by ourselves.
Why in other democracies like the United States and Western Europe, why in those democracies we don't have one man ruling for 5 terms because he needs to do stuff?
That is because those countries have got a different history. But there are other countries. You talked about Israel. Let me give you the example of Israel. Israel is near you here. It is a democracy. Their leaders, what they do, since they created their state, they maximize their leadership resources, because leadership is also a resource. they have the old leaders, like the one who died recently,
Peres.
Shimon Peres. They have the young ones who came later, and they all compete.
Okay, why don't we have more than one leader in Uganda?
They all
Mr.
compete.
President, why don't we have more than one leader in Uganda?
Because
You have raised Uganda. You have been.
My party has been winning. Is that an offense to win
No.
elections?
No.
What are you worried about?
Yeah, but
Suppose Shimon Peres had been winning in Israel.
it never happened in Western democracy.
Well, that's their problem because they don't.
So they have a problem.
They have a problem because they don't have enough consensus. If you have consensus,
Or maybe they have many leaders, more leaders.
even in Uganda we have many leaders. Even in Israel they had many leaders, but the parties made some mistakes and people voted against them. But if my party has not made serious mistakes, why should I commit suicide? Say I should kill myself because my party has not made a mistake, because my party led its people through liberation. It has made them through economic recovery.
Let's go back to the philosophy behind you deciding to run for term after term. Is that because you think you are the best to rule Uganda?
Because the issues to solve are serious, and it's the
And
best.
no other man can solve them.
It is the best that we know. Others come and present themselves. But when the population looks at them and says, no, this party.
They're not qualified.
Uh-huh.
They're not qualified.
Yes.
Okay.
According to the population, not according to me.
So what does this say about your leadership? You have been ruling this country for about 31 years and you couldn't raise other leaders to take over after you because
No,
you're not going to be here forever.
What
does it say about your leadership, about the educational system, or probably about the political system, that no other Ugandan has been elevated during your presidency to be equally capable of leading the country?
The other leaders are there, but to maximize the leadership input, we use all our leaders, the young ones, the old ones. Now
they want to come. They want to come forward, but they're not allowed. They're not allowed.
This is not about wanting. This is the whole problem. You're talking about wanting. I want. It's not you wanting. It is what the situation demands. You are trying to deal with the situation. You are not in a theater, just acting. So the leaders are there. We are a population of 40 million. We have got 130 districts. All those districts need leadership. The parliament needs leadership. The ministries need leadership. It's not.
So the country needs leadership.
Yes.
One man cannot rule the country forever.
Not forever, but according to the peoples, as long as you have got regular elections, then you don't have any point other than concentrating on the who rather than the what. For us, we concentrate on the what is to be done. And it is the what that gives us the who.
Mr. President, you said that the Ugandans, they don't see anybody else as qualified as yourself to rule the country. And now,
when they go for the elections,
after 5 terms, you are now 71 or 72, I don't know.
72.
In 3 years, you will reach the age limit, and you can't run for another term. Who is there in the country now, qualified, capable, sitting in the wings, waiting to be the next leader?
The people of Uganda are there. They will select who, according to the what. You remember, you spend all your time. I always watch you at Al Jazeera. Spend all your time on the who. You could spend a little bit more time on the what, because what changes things is what is done, what is to be done. So my people will decide on the who according to the what the problem they are facing, which needs to be solved.
According to some of the reports I read, you have demanded to be given the right to choose the next leader of Uganda, your own successor.
I cannot demand
That's
that
not true.
because it is the people. The people are there.
Okay.
The people have been electing me in spite of Al Jazeera and.
Are you going to run for another term? The President will address that question and other topics as we continue our interview with President Museveni on the next episode of Talk to Al Jazeera. there are reports that you are about to change the constitution so that it can allow you to run for another term. In history, how can you guarantee that you will not be remembered? In office, Yoweri Museveni is surrounded by controversies related to freedom of speech, human rights, allegations of nepotism, and even the killing of Ugandan citizens. But President Museveni claims Uganda is the most democratic country in the world and that he is leading his people out of poverty and to an even better future. At 72, though, he is 3 years away from the constitutional age limit to serve as president. But there is already speculation he will try to change that limit so he can get around it. We'll discuss all of this in an exclusive interview as he visited the state of Qatar. Yoweri Museveni, president of Uganda, talks to Al Jazeera.